At a press conference, the bishop emphasised the importance of the event and the fact that it will take place on the Rock, saying it was an honour not just for the Catholic Church, but for Gibraltar as a whole.
When Mark informed me that he was going to become a nuncio and therefore he will be ordained an archbishop, that they go together, all right, always. I asked him, what would you prefer? Because I know they have the possibility of getting even the Pope ordaining them archbishop in the Vatican, or they can choose to go to their country of origin. Mostly they choose the country of origin. And Mark said, I prefer to come to Gibraltar because it's an honor for Gibraltar. It's not my honor, it's everybody's honor. And like that, everybody will live it. And obviously, I accepted immediately that he comes here, knowing that it will mean a lot of work, not necessarily for me, but for people who are organizing these things. It will mean a lot of money, we have to say it also. But at the same time, it's an occasion which we will not see again in our lifetime and probably in the lifetime of the next generation, because it's so exceptional to have an archbishop ordained, not just ordained, but ordained by the top people in the church. That's what it is.
Well, as the day gets closer, I'm getting more and more nervous, to be completely honest with you, and I'm told that that's a normal thing, butterflies in the stomach and all that. But the overpowering thing really is just walking up and down Gibraltar is people who I don't know even stopping me, very, very proud, and very conscious that this is an event where it's about sharing this pride in Gibraltar, my home place, and I feel very good about that. And it's been very touching, all the warm things that people have said, and los abrazos, and it's just very, very kind, overwhelmed by it.
Events of this magnitude are always difficult to organise. But as with everything else, COVID has served to ensure the organisation has proved to be a logistical nightmare. Over the last few weeks, it's not been known how many guests could attend, and who would be able to attend became harder to determine.
Well, that was a headache, not only for me, but for all my brother priests, because how do you decide who to ask and who to leave out? So that has been, initially when we were given 20 invites each, I'm responsible for 2 parishes, St. Paul's and Sacred Heart. And in the case of St. Paul, where I'm trying to get to know things, I just couldn't give the 20 out. I gave 15 out, hoping that things would improve. Who do you decide? But thank God it did improve, and we've been able to extend it to 800 now, which is quite a good number.
A strict COVID criteria is to be followed, and guests will be required to either be vaccinated or take a free test on the day. Despite all the headaches, Monsignor John Pardo believes the event is so special, the hard work has been worth it.
It's been something which we've enjoyed very much. We've done it with so much excitement, really, for Archbishop-elect Mark and for the whole diocese. It's something that doesn't happen every day, so it's had its headaches, but with a lot of love and joy, really, to be able to do this.
The 3 principal co-consecrators for the ordination make a nice combination. Secretary of State Cardinal Pietro Parolin is the highest office holder in the Vatican, second to the Pope. Archbishop Arthur Roche is a personal friend, and Bishop Carmel Samit will represent Monsignor Mark's hometown. Mark, familiar with his new role, having been secretary to a nuncio, is ready for the challenge over the next 4 to 8 years, but finds that now that the moment has come, it's rather daunting.
When I did my retreat in America, they said, but Mark, you know that you're probably going to become a bishop nuncio because you've been training for this. And that is very, very true. We know that we could become a bishop and a nuncio once you join the diplomatic corps. But I would liken it to being on an aeroplane and the pilot saying, well, we're just going to switch the autopilot off now, and you suddenly take the manual. So during my retreat, I was on manual, and I thought, gosh, this is much more real than I'd thought it would be. And that's why I think it's a little bit, butterflies in the stomach, because it's an honor to be asked. I suppose it sounds very grand, but to be a successor of the apostle, that when the apostles were called by Jesus and that you're going into that dynamic and you're receiving the munus that Jesus gave to those apostles, it feels quite something.
There'll be a free shuttle service from the Midtown car park, and all guests will need to be seated by 4 p.m. Programmes will also be available at local churches for viewers who wish to follow the service on GBC.